Hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH, your daily source of interesting and important events I consider enough to be worth sharing. Of course, there are far more events that have happened, and I encourage you to seek those out as well, for everything and everyone matters, it is all connected. The music you are hearing in the background is Memory by Electronomia and Rudd. A link to that, as well as any other sources of videos and articles, are in the video description. Anyway, on with the show! In 1158, Henry the Lion, upon the banks of the river Isar, founded the city of Munich in what is now southern Germany. Today, it is a city of about 1.5 million people, making it the third largest city in the country behind Berlin and Hamburg. Progressing to 1618, the first Dutch newspaper, Corriere ut Italien Deutschland NC, translated to current events from Italy, Germany, etc., was first printed in Amsterdam by Joris Vesseler. This weekly publication merged with various other services until 1903, where it lives on today as part of De Telegraaf. Switching on over to the Americas, in 1775, during the American Revolution, the Continental Congress established the Continental Army. This armed force consisted of soldiers from all 13 colonies, and would continue its position as the United States formed around it. Although supplemented by local militia, it consisted of 3 divisions, 6 brigades, and 38 regiments, all organized by George Washington, and is still in service today under the name United States Army. Exactly 365 days later, the Stars and Stripes was adopted as the flag of the United States of America upon the passing of the Flag Act of 1777, thanks to the Second Continental Congress. With the stripes representing the original 13 colonies and the stars being the states, the design of the flag has as a diverse history as the country itself. In the year 1919, what would become the first successful non-stop transatlantic flight began, taking off from St. John's, Newfoundland. Piloted by John Alcock and Arthur Whitten, it took their World War I-era Vickers Vimy bomber less than 72 consecutive hours to arrive at Clifton, Connemara, County Galway, Ireland. Popping forward a few decades, in 1940, during World War II, the German occupation of Paris began, causing the French government to flee and continue in exile, being harbored in the United Kingdom. Their president, Charles de Gaulle, kept very active in the war effort, encouraging a homeland resistance to form, while being boosted by British supply drops and other covert ops. Moving on up to 1954, the words "Under God" was added to the U.S. Pledge of Allegiance after President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed the bill. Since then, it has been under scrutiny by various groups, and now is under extreme threat of being removed altogether if it hasn't already. During the infancy of the space age in 1962, known today as the European Space Agency, the European Space Research Organization was established in Paris, France. With a current budget of 6.5 million euros and a staff of 2,200, they mainly operate to the tune of private corporations' needs, like launching satellites. A few years later, in 1966, the Index Librorum Prohibitorum, which sounds like something out of the Warhammer 40k universe, and it translates into English as the Index of Prohibited Books, which was instated by the Vatican back in 1557, was finally abolished by the same party. The Vatican Archives truly is a vast expanse of incredible knowledge, known fully only to a few and God. And in 2002, missing Earth by 75,000 miles, or 121,000 kilometers, which is about 1/3 the distance from the Earth to the Moon, near-Earth asteroid 2002 NB was only discovered on June 17th of the same year, 3 days after its closest approach. With the potential to mimic the 1908 Tunska event, the 73-meter asteroid could have caused serious damage without any warning. First, Alois Alzheimer, 1864, Ida McLean, 1877, Fred Bauer, 1918, Donald Trump, 1946. Deaths, Benedict Arnold, 1801. And that concludes today's episode. Once again, I encourage you to invest more time in history. You never know what may have happened in the past unless you find it yourself. Until tomorrow, be safe and keep an open mind.